I am joined today by my good friend, Mr. and Mrs. Elephant. We're going to answer a question from Jason. Jason asks, what is keeping Linux from crushing in the desktop and laptop space? This is a pretty good question. This is one we actually get quite a lot around here. Why isn't Linux the dominant platform for desktops and laptops? Why isn't it absolutely dominating and crushing? It makes no sense to an awful lot of us. And some people will say, well, it's because you can't walk into a store. You can't walk into a Best Buy or a Fry's and buy a laptop or a desktop with Linux preloaded. That is not the reason. Some people will say it's because Linux is too hard to use, because Linux is just not polished enough. That is also definitely not the reason. Some people will say it's a lack of software, and that's absolutely crazy. There is so much software available for Linux, it will make your head explode like that guy from Scanners. That's not it either. Some people might say it's because Linux just doesn't look nice, right? That it's not polished, that it's not pretty. And that is crazy. There are so many just gorgeous looking Linux desktops nowadays that is definitely not the case. So what is it then? Well, I think the answer is probably pretty simple. It's marketing. It's pure and simple. It's just marketing. I worked in marketing on the Linux side of things for about four or 5 years or so. And let me tell you, marketing people that work for big Linux companies, by and large, don't actually run Linux. That's not even a joke. That's not me being sarcastic. That's not me being snarky about it. They really don't. And the end result of not running Linux is that they don't know how to market the product that they need to be marketing. They don't know how to market Linux. And it's not just that they don't know how to market Linux to you and me, to Linux users already. They don't know how to take something that's glorious that they already have, something that's fast, something that's pretty, something that even nowadays can run just about every Windows game on the planet, and market it to everyone else because they themselves don't use it. It's sort of like if you were tasked with selling Coca-Cola, but you'd never tasted Coke, other than like maybe like one of those little like sippy little tiny itty bitty cups that you get at the dentist to wash things down with, and all you drank was Pepsi. That wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to effectively market an operating system, a soda, a car, or whatnot if you didn't actually use it. So you need to. And when you look at these big companies, you can see it in their marketing. They use a whole lot of businessy buzzwords. They use a whole lot of marketing jargon to talk about returns on investments, to talk about business to business practices, etc. But in the reality, they don't actually know what it is they're selling because when they sit down at their computers, they're using Windows or they're using a Mac. They're not using Linux. And this is something that drives me continually insane. It drove me insane when I worked in marketing, and it drives me insane to this day. Oh, the things we could accomplish if we had a dedicated group of amazing marketing people who have experience in marketing, but who live in and use and love Linux on the desktop. And you see it here and there. You see like a couple of people that work for some of the bigger companies that are able to do that sort of thing and able to really pull some things off. And when big, amazing examples of Linux marketing happen, it catches the attention of everybody. You know what I mean? It absolutely just makes us all stop and go, whoa, whoa, that was cool. When a cool parody song comes out or a cool commercial video is created, it's something special. It makes us stand up and take note because it only happens once every couple of years. It's like a total eclipse of the sun. That's just how it is. And it is a little bit frustrating because that's what it's going to take in order to get the masses to using Linux. It's going to take us getting to the point where we have that good marketing. Now, the question is can we get there? Yes. Yes, we can. In fact, all it really is going to take is those companies and there's more than a handful of them. There's just a good number sitting down and hiring marketing professionals that utilize Linux. Creative, interesting professionals. And I want to be clear, there are a couple of marketing people out there that are just fantastic in the Linux space. They know Linux, they eat, breathe, drink, and sleep Linux, and they do a fantastic job. We just need more of them. That's what's holding us up. That's what's holding Linux on the desktop for adoption back, because otherwise we already win, and that is already fantastic. It's a good question, Jason, and I hold firm. I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me on this. I know a lot of you, even my friends who help do this show with me from time to time, are going to disagree with me on this, but I hold firm. It's marketing. That's our problem. This episode of The Lunduk Show is brought to you in part, of course, by Pogo Linux, who put Linux on servers, on workstations, desktop quality Linux, the good stuff. And they've been doing it for like a million years. Find out more at pogolinux.com. And Purism, if you go to Purism's website, puri.sm, you can find out more about their laptops, which also rock the Linux again in an amazing way. They do awesome job at it. Find out more at Purism's website. And Lulzbot, makers of the best 3D printers on planet Earth, and as far as I know, anywhere in the known universe. Find out more at lulzbot.com. And if you would like the MP3, MP4, or RSS feed version of today's show or any of the shows that I produce, head on over to lunduk.com, and there's some linky links, or patreon.com/Brian Lunduk.